just static today. Candlesticks climb, then they fall like rain. My portfolio's a ghost, no one to explain. Lonely days, trading in the void. Charts don't lie, but they don't make a noise. I watch the ticks, they dance in the dark. No likes, no comments, just my beating heart. Full port, empty room, what's the cost? Is this a profit or just a lost cause? Alone in the charts, I'm a one-man show. Candlesticks for hours, no one to know. TikTok trends fade, YouTube stars align. But I'm here with my trade, stuck in this time. Alone in the charts where the numbers collide. Futures rise and fall, but I'm by my side. No audience claps, no one to cheer. Just me in the market, year after year. My phone pings once a spam email plea. Boost your followers, be a celebrity. I delete it fast like a bad trade gone wrong. Cause my world's in the lines where the trends belong. Volume spikes, then it drops to a crawl. I sip cold coffee, stare at the wall. Lonely days, but I can't look away. This is my life, for better or worse, okay? I watch the ticks, they dance in the dark. No likes, no comments, just my beating heart. Full port, empty room, what's the cost? Is this a profit or just a lost cause? Alone in the charts, I'm a one-man show. Candlesticks for hours, no one to know. TikTok trends fade, YouTube stars align. But I'm here with my trade, stuck in this time. Alone in the charts where the numbers collide. Futures rise and fall, but I'm by my side. Maybe I should log off, go outside, breathe the air, see the sunrise. But the market waits, it never sleeps, and I'm addicted to the chase. The secret it keeps. What if I win? What if I lose? Does it matter if no one's here to choose? I guess I'll stay in this digital cage, trading my days, page after page. Alone in the charts, I'm a one-man show. Candlesticks for hours, no one to know. TikTok trends fade, YouTube stars align.
Good morning, everyone. I have to get a few more charts set up real quick. We got about a few more minutes. I was waiting for that first opening 15-minute range to kind of pop. All right. So we'll change our camera to normal in a minute. All right, we still got about 5 minutes left on this candle. Oh, forgot to put. Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be able to use it on, have this opening range indicator on Quant Tower. So we'll have to be watching, we'll have to watch it on Ninja. We'll just keep moving it as it goes. I'm hoping it reruns these lows and get like a nice little sell-off before we open here. All right, so we'll switch our screen back to normal in a few minutes. We're waiting until about 8:15. I'm sorry, 9:15 for the opening of this 15-minute candle. All right. So the lines that we're putting on here, this is your opening 15 range. Let me turn that down a little bit. I don't realize how loud that was. So usually we wait till the opening to mess with this 15 minutes, but I think we're going to try it a little bit early today. So these lines are your 15-minute candle. If you switch over to 15 minutes, you can see this is one candle. So every 3 candle with the 5 minutes is 15 minutes. So you got to think the next ones is what we're looking for, hopefully for like a breakdown. But you do not want to hold this in an opening. So what I'm going to do is follow it down until we open, because it could push back into this 15 minutes, then sell off or back through. We also traded the opening last night, so we are up 122 starting out today. All right. Yeah. See, I'm thinking maybe we could. I wish we could close before we got at least 10 points to run this. That way, at least gives us 10 points. Damn, we're already trucking down there. Yeah, so we got all the way down to like 3 points before we open. Or where this close was at. This close was at, the close of this wick is at 0.10. And we hit about the 12, 13. So the ideal this morning, let's just say we have a nice little breakout before the market opens, kind of how we've been moving down all night. And then, like I said, get that nice pullback into this area. Either we get the break back down or we go back through like we did last Friday and take the long off of it. So that's kind of how I've been doing these opening trades. I was doing like those 5 seconds, 15 seconds, but that was a little too much. So this is a little bit more calmer. All right. There's the 15-minute print. That's probably 50% there. I think if 50% of this candle holds, we may get it continue pushing down. We're right there at the wick of that previous 5-minute candle. Then the nicer of this would be if we stayed within this 15 minutes, and then we can kind of take the breakout as it happens. I'm going to pull Fibonacci on this whole move and see what it was for this 15-minute candle. Looks like it's sitting at 46. So see if that 46 level holds. There's that 50%. See how it just hit right on there and kind of pulled back real quick. You want to see that area either hold or loses it and kind of goes straight through. And then we're going to have a deeper pullback. Put on some music real quick while we're sitting here kind of waiting. 50% holding. Come on. That was in 15 minutes. Got 10 minutes here. Remember on the first 15-minute breakout, guys, you want to follow that down. You don't want to sit on that trade if it happens before the market opens. The only thing I'm not a fan of this morning is how much we've sold off. My long, really, I wouldn't even be in the long bias until we got back above the 120s. So, I mean, that's a good ways up. And then last Monday, we had the same type setup where we sold off all night long and it continued the rest of the day. And I missed the pullback. I'm going to try not to miss that pullback today. Was my mic working? I didn't hear myself. Let me mute some of this other stuff. All right. I think I just had myself muted. Okay. I know it looks like we're almost creating a nice little bear flag this morning, so we'll see if that holds. But we will take the first 15-minute trade no matter what happens this morning. So if it stays within this first 15 minutes, if it explodes out this way, we'll go long. If it explodes out this way, we'll go short. We'll look for 10 points in a runner. But like I said, we're not going to go into this pretending that it's not going to pull back, because it always pulls back on this first 15 minutes. So just be aware of that. I'm sorry if I annoyed the chat this morning. No, I haven't. I'm hoping this week that we can finish off this funded account with what do you want to call it? Padeus. Dude, Padeus has actually got a really good sell. If you're good at passing accounts, they have this one thing for like $55, and that pays for the eval plus funded. I mean, that's cheap. But you got to be good at passing evals. If not, it'd be like paying $50 for an eval. You just got to pay all your costs up front, which I thought was a really good deal. All right, so this is already the next 15-minute candle right here. This is the last 5 minutes of that next 15 minutes. So let's see if we get a little push here. The only thing about this short, it's so close to the whole number. because you want to be in 10 points, take your 10 points and be at break even on an opening trade. What's up, Scott? How are you doing today? All right, guys, we're less than 4 minutes away. Kind of hope it doesn't break so early. But every morning we've been taking this 15-minute trade. It's the first, so basically you just mark out the 9 to 9:15 trade. Then whatever way it breaks, you just take the trade. So it's pretty much a mechanical. Ooh, they're gonna make this a little tricky. If it just doesn't work out, what we may have to do is just wait for the open. And hopefully wait for the pullback into that level. Yeah, usually I don't ever take this trade this close to the opening. It's kind of scary. All right, first hit. Whew, go to break even. You better get to break even. It's pushing. You got to be scary with that one. All right, so we at least get our 20 points. We'll try to like hit the retest. I'm hoping we get a little bump here. I'm going to follow it down. I don't think it's going to work just because the opening is probably just going to rip his face off. Then what we'll have to do is just wait for it to trade back into this level that we had marked out. All right. So nice little free trade pre-market, even though it was there at the pre-market. This almost happens every time we break that first 15 minutes. It just sucks that it happened right there at the market open. Yes, that's, my runner's going to probably get stopped out before we open. There's just no way I can survive a 5-point stop loss unless it just waterfalls. And like I said, if it waterfalls, we'll just follow it down because we're going to anticipate a pullback. Woo! Boner. Like I said, we're going to take whatever we can out of this in case it pulls back. More, I mean, I'm anticipating a pullback. Okay. There you go. There's a pullback. Now let's see if we can get the push back into this level here. That's why I said you got to take your points, whatever you can get, because it's almost going to pull back. Now you just kind of have to wait and see what the next step's going to be. Because if it blasts back out the top of this, we will be looking for long. I like to see it trade somewhere in this spot here, then go back out the bottom. All right, here it comes. There's the retest. There's the retest. It's up in there. Like I said, that's why you got to take your points. We're back in that first 15 minutes. Does this baby just rip out the top? It did that last Friday. Blast out the bottom, then blast back up through the top. The second candle will probably be your safest. So if it blasts this, you almost, well, we got about 2 minutes left. I feel like that 2 minutes could pull back. If you pull a fib on this. All right, so we're right at the top of that 15-minute range. So we took this same last trade last Friday. What's up? Okay, yeah, I got it marked out. Beulah Knox 85% off. The only thing is here, I'm not really into longs unless we're back above that 106. Wow, what a rip back up. All right, so right now we're waiting on this next candle to print. We got 40 seconds left. Woo, it's so close. I hate that it's at the 90 like this. I'm going to be patient, wait on this second candle to print, and see if we get some kind of pullback here. $12 seconds left. Come on. Did a little bitty pullback here. You got to be careful around this whole number. There's the top of that. We could reverse here too. Okay, first target hit. So you got to be careful. See if it blasts through this. Because we can always re-enter this. And that was almost perfect with the 15 minutes, guys. Look, that yellow line is the opening 15 minutes. Pull back, retest that 15 minutes, and once it broke back above that previous close of that previous candle, we'll see what happens with this runner here. We're going to try to hold on to this runner. What I want to see is a print above 102. If we can get a print above this level, man, we should be in this trade for a while. Yeah. Boner, boner, baby. Woo woo. Wow, dude, this thing is just on a. There's nothing worse than trying to take a short into a freight train. Whew. All right, so we're going to hold it and see what happens on this next candle. We got 2 minutes left on this 5 minutes candle. And you can possibly pull fib on this and just kind of get an idea where we can pull back to. You can start with the candle. Then if it breaks that, then you can do the whole move. So right now, 50% of the candle is all the way back down at 127. That's 50%. And 50% of the whole move, give me a minute, because we did not pull back 50%. That would be all the way back down at 25,060. I mean, you don't hope it gets back down there, but it's always possible. We had a pretty big move overnight. You can maybe pull 50% of this whole move and just see what we ran overnight. Okay. So look, we just hit the 50% mark of this total move. So now we blast this 80. This thing's probably going to the highs. So we're at the 50% of the total move from last night. Oh wait, I think I have that back. Do I have that backwards? I think I do. No, that's 0 to 100. Yeah. So that's the 50%. We'll just remember 25,173. Nice. Right now we're at 388 total with this account. What? So what did we start off on this? I think this is a static account that only had a $500 drawdown. Okay, so it starts off at $25,000, $500 drawdown, and you got to make $1,500. And this was a new prop firm that we had just recently started trading called Paideus. They had a really good sale last week, and it was like $8 for an eval, which is unheard of. The only thing for me is it's a European country. It's just out of, just in another country, which there's other traders that I know have gotten payouts from them. So they at least do pay if you do get a payout. All right, here comes a 50% pullback. So what did we say the pullback here till the 29, 27 to be your 50%? So you kind of want to see it hold between 40 and 27. And I'm willing to even hold this all the way back down to like the whole number, because this is just my runner. Let's see what we got here. So we hit that 38%, which is basically the 40% pullback, and bounced. So that's kind of what I look for with these Fibonacci bounces. When it's super bullish, I look for 23%, or super bearish 23%. But on a normal pullback, you're looking between 40 and 50%. Here's my ninja charts. My ninja charts are above us. So if you pull a fib on this whole candle, there's 38%. To the T. I mean, literally hit 38%, then rip. So we just hit 100 points total. Usually a lot of times I take my trades on 100 points like this. But I think we're going to hold. I've been trying to get better at holding. I didn't know if we would rerun these London highs all the way up 362. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about, but it's way up there. Or maybe we'll target the 290, just target like a 200-point move. And I don't think I've ever gotten a move that big, so that's a long time holding. So this is pretty normal price action for 200 whole number. So you're kind of hitting that 90 to 200. So it'll bounce back and forth for quite a bit. What we may do here, if we can get out of this box, so right now we could be stuck in this consolidation box for a little bit, and then take our stop loss to the bottom of that consolidation box. This way we don't get complete zero if this thing does pull back hard on us. All we do now is just drink coffee and watch charts, guys. Listen to music, make the time go by. Did anybody take any trades this morning? And this trade here was just basically based off the 15-minute opening trade. I've been taking it quite a bit lately. I think I started a few months back. Well, no, it's been a few months that I've been watching it. A lot of times whenever I'd like just learn something new, I'll just sit there and just watch it every day and just see how it does. And that way you can just kind of get used to the price action it does. So I know on that 15 minutes that almost every day it has a breakout of that 15 minutes, then a retest. Then on the retest, you're waiting on to see if we're going to break back out the other side or if that 15 minutes is going to hold. And today it did not hold. Same as last Friday. Same exact setup. Push down about 60 points, then rip back out the top like 200 or 300 points. But I think I will take my stop loss at 290. I mean, or take profit at 290. Am I already over the threshold? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What am I thinking? All right, so we got at least 40 locked in at the moment. We get through these 30s, we should get another nice little rip. Might just have to close it manually. We're still kind of new to using Quantower. I like Quantower charts. They look nice. I'm just not used to using them. Sorry, I'm sending a text real quick. So what we're going to do is take it on the bottom of these wicks here. That's why we're going to shoot for, we're going to probably close this at 290. I don't see how we maybe not run these highs. This is your London highs. Up here at 360. All right, so we got at least 100 points locked in at the moment. We're probably going to have a little reversal here at the whole number at a 50. I'm hoping that the top of this wick here will hold. Nice. Still holding from 210. Nice long. Oh, what is that? Wait, 2.10. What is that? That's not NASDAQ, is it? $2.10. Oh, nice. Which market is that, Pablo? Sometimes I just have to mute everybody. Who did you take that trade on, Pablo or Pablo? I'm not sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, sir. Oh, he's on XRP. Nice. Yeah, I wish I was still hold my XRP. I ended up selling it because I had to buy something, and so I think at one time I had 1,000 shares of XRP. So we definitely lost a little bit of money off that, a few $1,000s, because we had 1,000 shares that we bought at like 50 cents. So. Hopefully we get another little nice bear market and hopefully get a chance to buy back in. So either we're going to take our profit at the 290 if we hit, or we can try to target those highs up at 360. I just don't know what kind of pullback we're going to have to get up there. If not, we'll just be happy with our 100 points and wait on the next setup. Okay, so basically the XRP has kind of like a futures market. Is that how there's, well, no, not a futures market. How long do you usually hold those trades for? Do you just buy in and hold, or is it instant? I've never really traded I mean, I have bought into cryptocurrency, but I don't ever look at it. I just buy it and not even think about it. Okay, so you bought it. Okay, so that's a nice bought there. If you bought it last year. Oh no, we might get stopped out here. We got a wick sitting here. Yeah, it's about to get us. Oh, it hit there right at the 90. Whew. All right. Like I said, we're going to take 100 points out of this. This way, if it stops us out. Because this thing could sell back off pretty deep. All right, so we're about to get stopped out. Oh, it's trying. It's trying to get us. All right. All right, we just took our 100 points off of that. All right, so now we're just going to be kind of sitting on the sideline here. We can pull this 2-minute thing up. I've been watching these 2-minute trades. We can pull fib on this whole move and kind of see where we possibly could pull back here. That's all the way back down to 25,100. Woo. So already a nice little day here on this new account. So we're at 415 for the day. All right, so now we just kind of have to sit on the sidelines and wait for some kind of decent pullback. Or we can see, have we had an inside bar yet happen? Did I miss it? I missed it. No, no inside bar yet. Oh. All right, so we are getting a nice little pullback here. I just don't know how deep we could go. I know if you pull fib, it's all the way back down at 25,100. Or if it can pull back down to even the 40s and 50s, we may look for a long out of that area. Yeah, I saw that crypto sold off a little bit. I couldn't tell you where the numbers are at. I don't follow it that close. I know that market's very volatile, very volatility in that market. Let's see if we do get that pullback into that area. Or let's see if we get like 2 or 3 candles on this 5-minute chart, then kind of draw it out a little bull flag here. All right. Let's see if these 40s hold. We got 1 minute left on this candle. The safer trade would be wait for, with this candle, if the next one prints and this area holds, it would need to get back above 200s. So we got some big old 5-minute candles here. Remember, 25,100 is the 50% pullback. So that's why we were kind of waiting. There's the 50%. Now, does this area hold here? That's 50% of the total move there. All right, we're about to have a new candle. So let's see what happens with this new candle. Ooh. Back below the 20, we'll probably close this. Oh, did we already hit one sale? I think we already hit one contract. I guess I didn't realize we hit that first one already. Now we'll be back into the short if we pull back and lose the 100 level here. Like I said, back below the 20, I'll close this and try to re-enter. Because we're kind of in the middle of this 15-minute range at the moment. Ah, damn it. All right, close that. Want to see this area here hold. If it doesn't hold, we're going to go back to short bias. Back below the 100. All right, we just broke those 25-100. What do we got? We still got a minute left on this candle. All right, 40 seconds left. I'm just glad we took our profit back at the top because this thing sold down a lot farther than we were anticipated. You got to make sure we're back below that 80 level, because that's that top of that 15-minute candle from earlier. Wow, this thing just ripped hard off that 15-minute range. Right now, guys, we're just kind of being patient, waiting for like some kind of another entry. I didn't know if we would get another short off of that, but we pulled all the way back to that opening 15-minute candle, which was right here. And this could be the next leg for us to go higher here. %50 is kind of at that 56, 57. But we have to wait on a new 5-minute candle. Most time we don't just jump in on a new candle. We're just waiting on this 5-minute print. So we got 1 minute still left on this candle. This may be also our first inside bar. It's a big fucking 60-point inside bar, guys. Come on. Who's taking that? It's 20, 60 something point inside bar. Woo-wee. That is a big old stop loss. There's no way to have accurate stop loss. You kind of want to see this pull back a little bit, like 20% or something. You want to see it pull back. There was the 40%, it looks like. Let's see. See if that holds. or even the 20% or something. All right, so it's holding or trying to hold. So this is, like I said, the first inside bar here. It's pretty massive. I don't know if you can have an accurate inside bar because, I mean, no one wants to hold a 60-point trade. I know I don't. I don't want to have a stop loss that massive. There's the 50%. Shorts have to be below 280 here. So you want to see this candle here hold here. I'm hoping this holds here, then goes back up. We still got 2 minutes left on this candle. Ooh, so far this first inside bar is holding. This is where I'd like to see it push back out the top here. And we got 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle. It looks like it wants to push. It might get 10 points though if it does break this, breaks the bottom of this here. Shoot, I couldn't pull my orders. All right, I'll just have to manually close this if it doesn't push through. It's first target. All right, so this is okay. So a runner got stopped out there. So it just paid 10 points. Actually, no, it didn't. It paid over 20 points. It's just hard to tell. So this is still a valid trade, even though we're having a pullback. I'll have to flatten it manually if it pulls back up here. I don't want it out of this 15-minute range, which is at the 70. Yes, it's pushing it, so we're right at it. All right, so we have to close that because it's right at that 50. We're right at that 15 minutes. If we lose that 15 minutes, we should sell. So the first 15-minute candle paid, or not 15 minutes, but the first 5-minute inside bar paid 10 points plus a little bit of runner. We try to re-enter it because we thought maybe if we got the pullback on this original candle, because this is still a valid trade as long as it never gets back above 144. Like, I'm still thinking we're going to move down. It's just such a big candle. Usually you don't usually get them this big. Usually about 20 to 30 points is about max. But when there's 60 points, you got to play it a little bit different because there's just no way I'm going to have a 60-point stop loss. Man. Whew. Like I said, this 5-minute inside bar is still legit until it breaks back into the top side. If it breaks up there, it is no longer valid. See, still a valid trade. See if we lose these 90s and get back into that. It's 15 minutes. Maybe look for another 10, 20-point move or something. Damn it. Come on. We're still at that 15 minutes. Just will not give up that 15 minutes. Damn it. May get stopped out on this one too. Yeah. I'm getting wrecked on this 15-minute trade, guys. All right. It's time to switch accounts here. All right, so the inside bar was a little wonky today. What it is, we keep getting stuck at this 15-minute candle here. I mean, I still like the downward. I just feel like we just kind of have to get out of this consolidation box here. The purple bars you see, these are my inside bars. We're at the top of that range. Yep, so 5 minutes no longer valid. What do we got? 1 minute left, 40 seconds left. What the fuck? Man, this thing's just ripping people on both ends. Oh my goodness. Back in that 15-minute range again. All right, we're on the last minute of this 1-minute candle. 5-minute candle. Right now, this range has been insane. All right, here's a new 5-minute candle. Man, this thing's just battling right here, guys. Yeah, just could not get through the 80s there. Man, we're about to have a new 5-minute candle too. Damn, boy, this thing is just insane. We may just end up calling it so we don't sit on here and just make stupid mistakes. Damn it. All right, guys. I think we're just going to walk away. This way we don't sit on here because it's just chopping. What's up, Constantine? The only thing we've taken today is a eval trade. We're still up a couple $100 from this morning. We took that original 15-minute breakout, Constantine. I was hoping we could find a funded trade, but I don't think we're going to be able to find one today. Did you take the 15-minute opening range, Constantine, this morning? Say. Oh, you don't trade these days? Yeah, I was hoping we could at least get one 15-minute trade, but not 15-minute trade, but funded trade, but it doesn't look like we're going to get one. I gotta take my. Unfortunately, I gotta go to the vet today. Well, I have to go to the vet. It seems like every other couple months. What bot are you using? What are your setups? Are you trading that on, Constantine? Dude, this range is insane right now, guys. I was just scalping. This stuff is just hard to watch. Man, did we finally break out of this range? Wow. Right now, we're pretty much in a 100-point range where we're just going back and forth with these 5-minute candles. I wish I was good at range trading because this right here stuff is just kind of banging. How you say that? Waiting to see if we can get some kind of print here. Like get a 5-minute print maybe below 75. We kind of need to get out of this range here. What's up, Outer? We're just in a big old idiot box right now, man. There's just not really anything to do but sit here and just watch us chop back and forth. We've pretty much been in this box for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Almost 50 minutes. We've only had an eval trade today, no funded trade. We was hoping to find a funded trade. I think I'm gonna start trading that 15-minute opening range with the 15-minute funded account starting tomorrow. I gotta leave here in a few minutes. We gotta take our dog to the vet today. We got 5 minutes left on this hourly candle. I didn't know if we would. All right, guys. Thank everyone for watching today. I don't know. I may leave my charts up here because I kind of still want to take a short here. I'm just waiting to see which way we break out of this box here. Well, short or long. Preferably the shorts. I like the shorts better than maybe have us run these lows up here. Yeah, I would treat longer. I just know we're consolidating and I have to take my dog to the vet in about an hour and a half. All right. Let's see what happens here. How much time we got left on this candle? We still got 2 minutes left. You really need to see a 5-minute print below this level and not all these wicks down into this level. That would probably be the safer way to go. Yeah. Yes, it's just chopping people up. I think the wick back up 20 points. We still got 1 minute and 30 seconds left. All right, we got 1 minute left on this candle. What scares me about like trying to jump into this, the break of this, I just don't know if it's going to be just a wick to just clean up these wicks and to just shoot back up. So that's kind of the thing whenever you're kind of playing these consolidation boxes. $30-40 seconds left. All right, here's the retest of that area again. $20 seconds left on the 5-minute candle here. All right, here comes our new candle. See if we can get a quick 10 points out of this. Looking just for a quick 10 points, see if it'll push the bottom of that range. All right, we've got one runner left. What's up, Bear Trader? How are you doing today? This will be the last trade of the day. Like I said, I have to, unfortunately, run to the... I got an errand. I got to run. You thinking retest the 2500s? I know. I wish I could... Man, I wish I could take it down to the bottom of this wick here, but I don't want to risk all my profit here. We're just going to lock in 20. Oh, well. Looks like it's going to get stopped out. That's okay. Come on, 50. Oh, the 50 held. All right. All right, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Like I said, I have to run an errand. Still a pretty nasty wick. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching.
Screen glow on my face at 3 a.m. Ninja trader hums a digital hymn. Futures flicker red and green ballet. TikTok silent, YouTube's just static today. Candlesticks climb, then they fall like rain. My portfolio's a ghost, no one to explain. Lonely days, trading in the void. Charts don't lie, but they don't make a noise. I watch the ticks, they dance in the dark. No likes, no comments, just my beating heart. Full port, empty room, what's the cost? Is this a profit or just a lost cause? Alone in the charts, I'm a one-man show. Candlesticks for hours, no one to know. TikTok trends fade, YouTube stars align. But I'm here with my trade, stuck in this time. Alone in the charts where the numbers collide. Futures rise and fall, but I'm by my side. No audience claps, no one to cheer. Just me in the market, year after year. My phone pings once a spam email plea. Boost your followers, be a celebrity. I delete it fast like a bad trade gone wrong. Cause my world's in the lines where the trends belong. Volume spikes, then it drops to a crawl. I sip cold coffee, stare at the wall. Lonely days, but I can't look away. This is my life, for better or worse, okay? I watch the ticks, they dance in the dark. No likes, no comments, just my beating heart. Full port, empty room, what's the cost? Is this a profit or just a lost cause? Alone in the charts, I'm a one-man show. Candlesticks for hours, no one to know. TikTok trends fade, YouTube stars align. But I'm here with my trade, stuck in this time. Alone in the charts where the numbers collide. Futures rise and fall, but I'm by my side. Maybe I should log off, go outside, breathe the air, see the sunrise. But the market waits, it never sleeps, and I'm addicted to the chase. The secret it keeps. What if I win? What if I lose? Does it matter if no one's here to choose? I guess I'll stay in this digital cage, trading my days, page after page. Alone in the charts, I'm a one-man show. Candlesticks for hours, no one to know. TikTok trends fade, YouTube stars align. But I'm here with my trade.